Good morning. No, good afternoon. I am usually doing my readings in the morning. Welcome. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be doing live readings. And Jules is here from Texas. Well, Jewel, then let's get a reading going. I'm not really. Okay, got it. Let's do that. Maybe this. Oh, and now it shows up. Jules, let's go ahead. Who else is here? I saw a couple of you. Jewel, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you right now. I'm going to be doing an energy forecast reading. There was the thing I was just looking for. Okay, for the year in a little bit. But right now, I'm going to do an energy reading through the cards. Well, we'll use the energy oracle. And Jewel, I invite you to just hold in your space. I kind of already know what you want some guidance on, but hold in your space because I could be wrong. What it is you'd like to receive some guidance on, and invite your guides, angels, companions in. And I'll invite my guides, angels, and companions in, and we'll get some information. Oh, been a wonderful day. Well, two cards popped up. So, Jules, let's look at this. So the first card is the sun. And I know you kind of had this meeting. Things are wonderful. Things are going just like they should. Everything is coming up roses. Life is wonderful. Great power as the sun is, and it shines the light on everything. So the sun is your first card. And as if I know, what you're wanting information about. The next card that came up was the Angel of Love, but it came up in reverse. And Angel of Love, romance could have been the same card for what I'm getting, which is you're sitting in the sun. And it really has to, this angel of love has to do more with you and yourself and your relationship with yourself, Jewel, than anything else. And this is that I think maybe you need to invite that angel, that energy in a little more often than you have. And I'm just laughing because I took a drink of my tea and look at that. Got my red lips on. We'll see how long they last. They tend to get very fuzzy after a while. So Jewel, treat yourself better, trust yourself more, love yourself more intentionally, and allow the universe and God to show you how to do that, or show you where you're not doing that. That would probably be a good choice. So I know I love you. Jules and I know one another. In fact, Jewel is probably a sister from another mother. She is one of the most comfortable people for me to play with in life. So love you, sister. So SB, I don't know what your first name is, but would you like a reading? You know, I came prepared. I brought essential oils to make a new, well, it's not a new one. It's a blend of oils that I created. Okay, so SB, I will do that. Off of an oil I got in Louisiana at the body shop at the airport after my sister and I and four other women did a cruise. Okay, Susan, I will draw a card for you too. Anyway, we got this oil, and that was in 2004, a year or two ago. I still have the little container. It was just an unusual type of fragrance for me. And of course, Body Shop, it doesn't have the name on it anymore. I have no idea what it was called. So anyway, last year, a couple of friends came over. Well, my very good friend and her daughters and sister came over, and we sat around sniffing that bottle, and they put in their 2 cents worth as to the different fragrances in it. And so I worked on it and created something as close to that as I could get. Now, does it smell exactly like what's in the bottle? No, because the bottle's 19 years old, but it smells really good. So I came with that, and I came with the coloring book in case nobody showed up. So I'm glad I don't have to do either one. Well, I already did the oil because I'm out. So I needed some. So Susan, you too hold in your field. I'm just looking. I think, Susan, not the energy cards, but the Wild Woman Rising cards want to talk to you today. Diane, hello. I love your dragon. I have the dragon cards too here, but Susan needs the Wild Woman Rising, whether that's to remind her that maybe she needs to tone it down. I kind of doubt it. It feels more like, before we even draw a card, Susan, that you want to let your wild woman out a little bit more, be less contained, be less wild. So invite your guides, angels, companions in, Susan. Mine are here ready to give us some insights. In a little while, I will share with you the forecast that the angels guides brought in earlier. And it's kind of a month by month, just synopsis of some of the energies that we're going to be encountering and what we can do. I got the subjects and all of that earlier. The angels will illuminate as we're together how it is we get to walk from these. Darbell and Kid Enterprises. Hi, Anne Marie here from Boise. Oh, Anne Marie, Darbell and Kid Enterprises. Okay, Anne Marie. Anne Marie and I worked together for a brief period of time several years ago. All right, Susan, the Wild Woman Rising card that you got was kind of what I thought. Reclaim your soul skin. I don't know if you're familiar with the old myth, the Irish myth about the Silkies. The Silkies were a type of seal, but they were magic. And the legend went that if you captured one and took their skin, they had to stay, and they turned into beautiful women on land. Then they had to stay with you forever. And that soul skin, contained her magic. And as long as she was separate from that, she was earthbound, world bound. She could no longer be in the sea. It is time to reclaim your soul skin, Susan. It is time for you to own the magic that you are, step into it or step back into it. Some of us have walked away from it. A lot of times as children, we know the magic and then we let it go. Susan Cox, nice to see you too. So Susan B., reclaim your soul skin, step into the truth of who you are, your knowingness, your gifts, your abilities. It really is time. I got the forecast from the angels. I made a point of not listening to anyone else and the people that I will listen to on occasion, different astrologers and all that, before I got it, because I didn't want anyone else's influence in my head. I wanted what I was going to get to bring through. And doing that took the courage to then say, okay, here is what has come through for me. And SB, I'm not sure what no means, Susan. Can you illuminate on that a little bit? I know I probably said something that was a question that you answered, but I've passed it. Please illuminate for me what it is you mean by no. But maybe you have never heard the story of the Silkies. At any rate, you've heard that now, and we are all magic. And the truth is, this next year is going to have some pretty, there we go, Susan, that's what I thought. Some pretty tumultuous energy about it at times. And we who have any bent towards this, anybody that would watch a video like this has a bent, a magic towards that. Ooh, my hair's catching on my sequins. See, I'm all dressed up and shiny, and New Year's Eve, and I was going to be home kind of doing nothing anyway. So now I'm drinking peach tea and talking to you all. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you too. So, you know what? I think I'm going to have to start writing down names in order. I'm assuming because you're on here, you would like a reading. So, Diane, I've got you. I know you would like one. And Anne Marie threw me with that doorbell. Anne Marie and Susan. Oh, hello, Ellen. Susan Cox, Janet. Oh, yeah, Ellen, you know me, dress up. I still like playing dress up. So, Susan, own your magic. I started in with, we all want to stand in our power, our gifts, our beliefs with conviction and with strength as we go into this new year. We are the light holders. We are the ones that are going to be anchoring the light in the world as the darkness really starts to scream, as it loses more of its foothold. It's going to get louder. Things are going to look a lot scarier. Things are going to be difficult in different ways, between weather, natural disaster, exposure, just all the, and this is worldwide. This isn't just the US. This is all over. People are awakening. We're moving back into a more um, people centered way of living on the earth, not from the hierarchy, the tyranny that has been, that toxic masculine structure that has been in place is crumbling. And so it is getting louder. And so we want to hold the light, be the light, which means we need to do our own work. We need to get quiet every day, get centered, connect. I am open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. Any of you that follow me know that that's a mantra I teach a lot, because that is the prayer that allows in people, are the guides, companions, and angels that you've got walking with you. It gives them permission to come in, give you the tap on the shoulder, show you what is there for you and what you need to see for any given time. They don't move us around the chessboard because we're not chess pieces, but it is imperative for the world. You are instrumental. Absolutely, because you're sharing your energy everywhere you go with everything you do. And you really, really want to be sharing higher vibe energy. That is how we affect. We don't all need to be doing this, but if you want to be doing this, do this. But all you have to do is tend to yourself. It really is all about you. And I love telling particularly women that, but everyone, because that self-centered, that selfish, self-centered is where we want to be. We are the only ones that can do our work. So I urge you to get into, even if it's just a 5 minutes of quiet practice. Breath work videos here on YouTube are huge. That's one of my ways of meditating, because I'm not a great quiet mind person. Breath work helps me get to that point in that process. So that's one way. So there you go, Susan. Hope that gave you some. Danielle Poeski. And Janice Kath. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. And thank you for reminding. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would be so grateful. The more people that do, the more I can get stuff out to the world and be a greater impact. And that really is my desire. Okay, so I believe I am caught up. So Diane. Oh, we're going to do the dragon one for you, Diane, since you got the dragon energy, the dragon earlier today. This is the Chinese year of the wood dragon. And so Diane went out and bought herself her first dragon. And here we go with the dragon card. Like usual, Diane, hold in your space what you want. Yes, and thank you, Danielle, for reminding me, or Janice did too. Anyone else, please subscribe. Share my stuff if it speaks to you with anybody you think it might speak to. That would be lovely. Okay, so Diane Dory Wilmot, the receiver. And so look at that little tiny dragon she is holding there. The receiver is one who, and you already have this ability to do, you find lovely things, you receive ideas. The posts you put out are uplifting and high vibe. And the receiver is also the receiver of wisdom for others. The one thing you want to make sure, and this is hard, particularly for someone like me, who can be a powerhouse, which is not in the best sense of the word, can be kind of, can bowl things over, but ask the permission to share insights always, folks, because when permission isn't given, it falls a lot on deaf ears and can be offensive. And even when permission is given, at times it falls on deaf ears. So you give what you've got and allow them to process it however they see best to process it. How they decide to work with it is not your circus, not your monkeys. And it is our time to just share what we get, be the receiver of more in your life, more information, more good. And um, so that really would require you to be in more silence, to receive more and understand more. Okay. I hope that helped, Diane. You are a powerhouse already. Anne Marie, Anne Marie, Anne Marie. Let's see what we've got here for you. Whatever you want guidance, remember, hold it in your space. We're doing the energy oracle cards for you, Anne Marie, because that's what I think you need. Well, and this is, I mean, it couldn't be a more perfect creature for Anne Marie. Anne Marie is quite an animal lover, dogs and cats. She does animal sitting, and she is a rescuer. And no, love, no, oh yeah, know you belong. And I know Anne Marie to be a very confident woman, one of great force, but I also know that we have our times wondering if we fit, wondering it is not life essential to us, particularly as we get older, to fit in, but it feels pretty good to have a tribe, to fit into a circle of friends, because then you can bounce things off of them and visit back and forth. And so, Anne Marie, if you're having any question about whether or not you belong in a group, or maybe you need to find the group to belong into. I did give you Radical Connections. I don't know if you actually had time to go look at that, but there are a few things around our area that are groups of spiritualists, spiritual women and men who are very much supportive of one another. And you've always kind of danced to your own drum, Anne Marie, and that's a good thing. And yeah, you're not alone. Know that you belong in this world for sure, and what you're bringing through is important. And even, and I hesitate to say this, but some people don't quite get animals the way that we do. Um, Even if it's only rescuing animals, walking animals, house sitting animals, and ministering to animals. That is a huge thing in my book because I know the consciousness of them. Same with plants. People don't quite get that plants have consciousness either, but they do. So know that you belong. I hope that speaks to you. And what just came is this may be a little bit in the future. There may be coming up a question about how you feel about your belongingness in something. This may be more of a future card. So, okay. And I believe Susan Cox. Susan Cox. Ooh, Earth Magic. Yeah. Susan in Arizona. All right. Again, anything you want guidance on, hold it in your space. Know that your angels, guides, and companions have been invited in, as have mine, so that you can get what is for your highest and best good. Oh, cool. Reflection. Winter solstice. So, Susan, this for you is a time of maybe not the greatest forward movement, and we're going to see a little bit about that later in the collective forecast for 2024. This is a time for you to go inward, to explore your inner depths a little bit. It's going to be a little bit quieter, maybe, than you want. But this is, I mean, you can see how still this card is. Really a time of stillness. And I know stillness is not your greatest gift either. So what can you do to get yourself still? You don't have to do any big things. You just need to allow the stillness to come through. And what does that look like for you? And I promise you, if you will do that with any consistency, things will shift inside you. That is a given because when you get quiet, in the Bible, believe it or not, I'm quoting the Bible. God said, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still. It's easy, sort of. Breath work might be a good choice. That is for me too. So, reflection time. It's time to look back, look at things, and go inward. Janet Fox, our vagabond friend. Wild Woman Rising. Yeah, Susan, stillness, question mark. You're funny. Apparently, Susan, apparently. Oh, yeah, Susan is next, and then Janice, I believe. No, actually, it's not. It's a little hard to keep track. Susan, Janet, Ellen, Danielle, and Jen. Okay, Janet Fox, Wild Woman Rising. Let's see what we've got. Oh, well, you're kind of in this already. Rest deep. Restore too is going right along with this, Janet. And indeed, she's in the RV lifestyle right now. And when we talked the other night, she was out in the desert by herself and loving the quiet and the blackness. Rest deep. Really cultivate this time of alone and more time of that, and restore yourself, repair, and allow yourself to receive in this time of rest. And Susan kind of got the same card, and we have been in a bit of a holding time, light workers particularly. Not that things haven't been going on, but the things that we thought were going to be going on have been kind of put on hold in many ways. And maybe even a feeling of disconnection has been running through the collective light worker group, because we have been in a holding space and we're not really used to that. We're used to moving forward and working with things and making things happen. And it's not that time yet. It is a time to rest deeply and allow it to be okay. If you have a situation come up that you don't feel like you want to participate in along your travels, don't. Honor what you feel, because what you feel is your higher self speaking to you. Ellen, Energy Oracle for you, my dear. All right. Let's see what the universe has for you. That one. I hate this card, Ellen, because I get it more often than I'd like. Patience. Look how quiet and still that is. We've gotten a lot of the same message in different words. Don't worry about this time of kind of nothing, kind of maybe feeling out of sorts, disconnected in a way. Allow yourself to get quiet. Allow yourself to just breathe through this time when it feels like nothing is going on, and cultivate what is coming from that. We are in so much of a doing. What am I doing? I've got to do this. This needs to be done. And we're human beings. I know most of you have heard that before, not human doings, human beings. And I got this message a while ago. I think finally I got the message mid-October, after a series of things that I was doing just didn't work. And I'm a great doer. I'm a little less experienced at a beer, so I'm learning this too. So there you have it, my dear. Have patience. And you and I are old enough that we know that everything that we desire desires us and will come through the way and when it is supposed to. But it's the when that's always seems to catch a lot of us up. Sacred void. Yeah, Ellen. Danielle. Danielle Poeski. All right, Danielle, let's see. Remember to invite your angels, guides, companions in. The messenger oracle is the one for something that's got something for you. How long have we been on? 25. I think at the 30-minute mark, I'm going to do the collective reading forecast. Whoa, Danielle, there was some definite cards. Whoa, okay. Well, Danielle, I don't think I know you. Sometimes people are on with different names, but you've got a very pointed reading. The first one is know your power. Look how strong, how fierce this card is. This is unequivocally, you are powerful AF, and you want to really start exploring that, knowing that, owning that, living from that perspective, because that's where our divine power really can come through, when we're owning our power. The next one is have courage, because one of the things that happens when we begin to stand in our power and own it is people walk away from us. We lose them because they can no longer journey with the energy we're carrying. And while it can be disconcerting and uncomfortable and somewhat sad at times, it needs to happen, because they no longer can meet your needs and you can no longer meet their needs. They then open up space for someone else. You have space in your life for someone else. So have the courage to be very strong in your power, meaning what it means to me is you need to speak your authentic truth, maybe a little more than you have been. And it's going to take courage, because it's going to cost you. And so then the last card that came up with you is let the emotions flow. Let things come through you. And as things get difficult, express your emotions. Emotions are energy, and tears, we know, at least some of us know, nurses know, tears, the chemicals released are healing, are a good thing. And so as you journey with the shifts that's already happening in your life, Danielle, certainly get with friends, your tribe, whoever, and express what's going on with you. You know, I took 5 women to Guatemala. Feels weird even to say that. They were, they came to Guatemala with me. Let's put it that way. Ellen is one of those. And we formed just a bond, a really great bond. And coming back into the States, we have stayed connected. And one of us right now is really hurting, really, and truly we don't know why, because communication just stopped. What we do know is that none of us offended her, because we know her. She's just going through something. And while we feel it would help her a lot to share with us so we can support her, we are just supporting her in whatever she's going through, because she is not feeling the impetus to communicate right now. And so know that that is something very true about this awakening process, this growing, this becoming of who we are. But it is an emotional thing, and let them flow. Let people see them that you trust, because they can help you. And they often people will give you a whole different perspective. I highly recommend. Thanks, Ellen. I have rescheduled the January trip. Haven't exactly got the date. It will be in May. I'm going to talk to Maria this week, and we're going to solidify that date. So if you're interested in going to Guatemala with me, I will be taking a group again in May. And so, Danielle, I hope that was pertinent to you and helped you move through, help you move through your transitions and your shifts as you move forward. You're welcome. And next is Janice. I hope Janice is still here. Janice. Dragons? Oh, yeah, Janice. How about a dragon card? That seemed to be who wanted to speak to you today. All right, Janice, let's see. Okay. Here is the 2, because that one wouldn't let go. All right. The first one is the receiver again. This tells me maybe, hey, Kim, maybe you give a lot more than you're willing to receive. And the receiver is saying that you are one that can get some great wisdom if you can really start trusting yourself in the getting and in the putting out there what you receive. And that, like I was telling Danielle, um, that does take courage because people will think we're crazy. So, and they often do. And the healer. Ooh, this is such a sweet card. Look at that. Now, I'm not getting so much that you are the healer, but if you are willing to receive, there is a healer out there who can really offer you some great help, whether it's emotional or physical or spiritual healing. These two are very powerful together. You need to receive it though. And one of the things that I find, particularly in light workers, is that we don't feel worthy to have others yeah, to have others minister to us. But I can, it's like that. You bless them by allowing them to help you. So, um, I have a very, very powerful friend, and unfortunately, she's not powerful on her own behalf. She gives to everybody and she cannot receive. And she is rock hard in her ability not to receive. If that is anywhere close to where you are, Janice, I would be open, willing, ready to be guided by the powers that be, by your guides, angels, and companions, into how to start breaking down the walls that have been put up to protect you. At some point, non-receivers get a message that yeah, she said, yeah, that's right. Get a message that it's weak to receive. I'm talking to someone who's been on that part of the path too, and that we need to only give. That's where our service is. Services only give, or light workers only give, and that could not be further from the truth. You give a lot when you're willing to receive from others. And hello, Mindy. And Kim and Mindy are the next two, I believe. I haven't missed. Oh, and Linda, actually. Hello, Linda. Sorry, I saw you and then I was in the middle of a thought and didn't say hello. So, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and I got to show you this because it's just such an awesome. This is an art journal. I was part of a class the other night that made these, and they're really just, oh, I've got my granddaughter's artwork in here, made for just journaling and being artistic with. I mean, they're all kinds of different pages, different sizes, very eclectic, but I made a book, and that was really fun in and of itself. But I wrote this year's forecast in here. God, things falling everywhere. Typically me. Oh my gosh, I've got old postcards in here. This is just a feelings book for sure. So let me share with you what the Council of 12. Now, I've only barely what's your surprise, Janet? You made me curious. Started working with the Council of 12. I have had, and some of the angels that I've channeled for a while are part of the council. And so when it came, I think a month and a half or two, they've made themselves known to me and we've started working together. Oh, yeah, it's an old book. She had several old books and we took the future or the insides out. Near to nature's heart is the one that I chose. Go figure. I'm an earth baby. So nature is, I'm all about nature. So Linda and Kim and Mindy, I will read for you after I do this, the yearly collective forecast. So the Council of 12 then offered, it's funny because Council of 12 came through. They each have a theme they're going to address each month, 12 months. And so this morning, they each came through with what we're going to see, the energies we're going to experience, and then how we're going to move forward with it. And this afternoon, I'm going to give just kind of an overview. Metatron is here very strong, and Metatron actually doesn't come in all by themselves until October. But Metatron is very active with us and with me, and I know with many of you out there. And I know Metatron's here because I get very hot. So I'm going to slip off my slippers too because it's getting warm in here. So the Council of 12 is bringing us wisdom and guidance we need, want, and choose as we move through this new year. And I want to preface this with, they're reminding me that us holding our light, our vibration, our intentions to be our highest and best at all times. That does not mean perfect. Excuse me. That means we are always striving to be in our higher vibratory light. And as little as possible be in the grounded, difficult human. So for January, Orion has come through, and Orion says the first half is going to be a little quiet, and then the second half we're going to be experiencing watery tumultuousness. Now, some are already like California coastline, even up to Oregon, huge swells, huge waves coming in. And to this point, I don't think anyone has been killed. 8 people were injured. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because they go stand on the edge of these things and get swept out. But thankfully, no one has been killed. And people are very curious, and I get that. But, then someone has to go rescue you. So if you're in that area and you can go view that, stay well away so you don't end up getting swept out into the ocean, unless, of course, it's your time to go. Because when it's your time, you will go. That is my belief. So for January, it's not going to be very tumultuous. It's going to be, you're welcome, Janice. It's going to be a little bit quieter, and then it's going to get some water tumult. So I don't know if there's going to be some tsunamis or just huge water storms. Oh yeah, I was going to say at one point it's the next one. February is Micah. Spiral weather is what they said. Spiral weather. Hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes. That's the kind of energy February is going to have in it. And again, all over the world. So probably monsoons, that kind of thing around. There's going to be cup of tea with $3 worth of sugar and cookies. Hello. That's a fun phrase. I don't know if that's who you are, I guess. Yeah. Well, I'm also having a cup of tea, so welcome. So anyway, Micah says there's going to be spiral weather increase, hurricanes, tornadoes, monsoons, cyclones. So if you're in areas that typically get that, you might want to be a little more prepared than usual, have extra batteries, water, the things that are going to be hard to get, if that's a possibility. Now, that being said, just saw pictures of Dubai with huge wind storms and then water flooding things. And that just doesn't happen in Dubai. So, again, we might all want to have just a few things prepared. Yep, stirring things up, maybe, Diane. So, Hydra is the next one, and that's March. Now, that's water, the water serpent, but that's not what Hydra is about. Government volunteer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Government volatility mass deaths. Now, whether this is oh, yes, your happy birthday today. He is high energy. That's Susan's grandson is named Micah. So Hydra is government volatility and mass deaths. So we're going to see some events where there are lots of transitions being made. And really, I think that's going to be a theme throughout this year. We're going to be losing many, many people because they didn't agree to come in at this time and stay for what is happening. Again, I can't impress upon you more what the 12 want you to know, how incredibly important you are in this process of awakening, even when it doesn't feel like it's really happening, or it feels like this the opposite is happening. You getting your quiet time, raising your vibration. Another very big tool in raising vibration is just a gratitude practice every day. 10 things every morning that you're grateful for, maybe before you get out of bed, but really feel into those. That raises your vibration. And then shedding pure love and joy on anyone and anything that's coming to your mind that causes you worry. Or if you're in a situation of like headbutting with someone, shedding pure love and joy for a minute before you go into every situation and in between times is very, very effective. Love transforms like nothing else. Love is the answer to every question, and love is what everyone wants. So you sending love energetically, that feeling you get, think of something you love a lot. Whether that's cookies or your animal or dogs or whatever, and then shed that energy on that situation or person. Your energy goes instantly. You have a very powerful intention, and your energy will go where you direct it. Know that, own that, practice that, please. That is how you are going to help in the world. And then keeping your vibration higher so that you're sharing higher vibratory energy all the time. For the fourth month, Michael is April. Massive shifts, government, earthquakes. Oh, I forgot this. Okay, Hydra, government volatility, massive deaths, and preparation for resilience, regeneration, and challenge. So we're going to need resilience. We're going to need to prepare ourselves to go instantly to our guides, angels, companions, God, creator, on a regular basis, not just when we have a disaster happen. There's a country song by Jelly Roll. I only talk to God when I need a favor. I only pray when I ain't got a prayer. And that's been many of us throughout life. And at times, me too, not that I'm all that different, but I've been pretty connected since I was young. But there have definitely been those times when I haven't connected and then something happens and I'm immediately going, God, please help. And I invite you to, again, you can say, God, please help every day. But it is really just that I invite you in to help me walk this walk. Your angels, your guides, companion, the creator, the central sun, the big I am, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, the big kahuna, whatever you call that higher power, connect regularly. Every major religion in the world has two things in common. One is their man's attempt to control. The other is they all have the premise that love is the highest vibration they can be in. Um, well, thank you, Janet. It is something actually I have done throughout life. Truly, it was my biggest dream as a little tiny child that I never told anyone because somehow I knew they could hurt me too much if they knew what that was, and they ridiculed it. So I never told anyone that that's what I wanted. The very first thing in life was to sing. But I digress. So we are in a preparation to stay in resilience and to continually regenerate from places that or things that bring us down, and that staying connected and being responsible for the vibration you are holding, and knowing that you can change your vibration at any time. Pure love and joy will do it in 2 minutes if you're particularly heavy and you haven't practiced it much. If you're practicing it regularly, and pure love and joy tool is I shed pure love and joy on, if it's a situation, on that situation. If it's a person that you're going to go into talking to, shed it on that person. But on a regular basis, you can do it to the pictures on your wall, the floor, the carpet, the ceiling, the animals, the trees, the asphalt, the signs, the buildings. Everything is energy, and it is never lost when you send it. I will often do it as I'm headed over the hill to Boise, to the sagebrush, to the sky, to the other drivers. Sometimes when I'm not feeling lovely about people, I'll just bless their car. I bless that road now with safety every time I think about it and every time I get on it, because we have a very crazy stretch of road between us and Boise that is the safest, most dangerous road I've ever traveled. There is nothing dangerous about the road. It is the people driving that road that make it dangerous, because they get crazy and impatient. It's a very lot of straight passes. I mean, no. Anyway, I digress. It's not a dangerous road. It's crazy drivers. So I bless the road and everyone traveling that day on it with peace and safety and pure love and joy. It's all about me. I do it to raise my vibration. And that's just one simple way. And gratitude is the next very simple way to raise your vibration. The next, okay, well, back to Michael and April. Massive shifts personally inside you. Part of this is coming from astronomical alignment of the planets and the energy that places in us. That's one of the things. The solar flares cause us a great deal of physical discomfort, and we've had lots of solar flares. They cause Earth to shift, and some of the bigger solar flares can cause Earth to do the hurricanes, the earthquakes, stuff like that. So that's why it's imperative that we prepare. We're going to have some pretty scary things coming up. Massive shifts in the government, and within us. So governmental shifts all over the world, Earth shifts, our own shifts, maybe big changes in our lives that we weren't prepared for or didn't think about. Again, keeping yourself centered in your truth and with the Creator is huge. The next one that come through is Gladstone. And Gladstone, I had to look up, was a prime minister in England who moved from conservative to liberal and became a people advocate. And that's, I'm sure, why Gladstone is coming in, because that is where we are moving. Not this far left crap where everybody has to be taken care of, but more towards the mid liberal center, where we provide a way for one another to help one another. But anyone being given their existence is in debt to the giver. That is not that equal existence that people seem to think it is. When anytime you're given something for free, there are always strings, and one of them in you having, all your housing, your food, everything, and money given to you for no effort on your part, creates a lack of power in yourself, a total lack of self-reliance, of self-belief. And so what's going to come is a whole different system of people helping people. And what that looks like, I'm not even going there, because I really don't have. I can tell you everything wrong with the one we have. I can't really tell you how to fix it. I'm leaving that to the Creator, the universe, God, the angels. That's their job. The ETs, I truly believe we have extraterrestrials here helping us. I think they've protected us more than once from nuclear annihilation. And I think they're just hoping. They're sitting on the edges going, okay, I think they can do it. I think they can do it. And we will see. So Gladstone came through for May, balancing after the shakeups. So May is going to be a little bit quieter in the energy. That doesn't mean, everything across the board, but we're going to see less of the big natural disasters and fewer of the life-taking storms and that kind of things in May. It's going to get a little bit quieter. We're going to like time to take a deep breath and balance things out. In June, is Hector. Hector is one of my guides. He is a warrior guide. And Hector's June is all about protection and razor sharpening of your intuition. So May is going to give you time to catch your breath. And June is telling you, you really want to step into your power, your intuitive power, and really start using it. I recommend you start now because you're going to get better at it the more you do it. It is very much like a muscle. The more you use it, the better off you are at doing it. The stronger that muscle gets, the more trust you have in yourself that you are able to receive from the universe. And again, watch your words. You're creating your world too. And so watch what you say. Ask. That is really where open, willing, ready, guide me came through from was I am open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me, show me when I'm saying and creating what I do not want more of in my life. And then remind me, then I literally will say, cancel, cancel. So, when I teach people, I do my classes and groups, I tell them, please don't ever tell me you're going to try to do anything because that is pointless. If you try to get out of the chair you're in, you'll be there forever. Only choose, choose, choose. Don't wish, don't hope for things to get better. Choose for things to get better. Hope is kind of a two-edged sword. It really can be powerless, but it is also something that can bring a sense of peace. So use it in power, I guess. So Hector's all about protection and razor sharpening of your intuition. The next for July is Gabriel. I'm sorry, I wrote notes in the margin. Me to present next wave. Oh, okay. Can I really to? Nope, I can't read my writing. I do know that 5, 6, and 7, May, June, and July, these three are in preparation for the next wave that is coming of some more difficult times. So we've got Hector, protection and razor sharpening. Gabriel comes in July, a lightening, comfort, ease, and yeah, it's allowing us to again a time to go. Okay, it's time for us to build ourselves during these 3 months. Again, connect with your hello, Emily. Um, Connect with your higher power on a regular basis and bring them through into everything you do because the more you do that, the stronger you are, the higher the vibration that you're sharing in the world. So attending to your own energy. So it's a lightening, a comfort and ease in May, June, and July. Things are easier. And then Enra in September. No, August. May, June, July is an easing. In Enra in September is flow, whimsy with grounding, and inner stability. Okay, so we're still in this time in August of really attending to ourselves. So, for some of us, the summer months when my family is more able, and of course the weather is more able, we camp. And that for me is like the happiest place, the time when I'm the most at ease because I'm up there where nobody is and I'm next to water or in that water more often than not. And so August continues this time of just grounding, balancing, healing, preparing ourselves. And inner stability, and you want to own this. You want to own who you are in this walk, in this world, and how you walk in it. You strengthening you benefits all of us. And then we move to September. Raphael is the angel of healing, most notably, holding space with intention as the tumult begins to rise again. And for a long time, I'd be going, oh, okay, I don't really know what holding space means. And it was like people go, I'm really holding space for you. It's like, okay, thanks. And for what I understand, holding space is that I'm going to hold the higher vibration with the intent of holding it for those who cannot right now. And so I'm holding that space for you. When I say I'm holding space for you while you go through, like our friend I was telling you that went to Guatemala that's struggling, we've reached out to her in different ways and we're holding space for you, and we're loving you, and we're just here for whenever you're ready to come out with all that you are learning right now, because that's what the difficulty is a time of learning. So September is holding space with intention as the tumult arrives. So holding the space of peace, the holding the space of healing, holding the space of love, and just giving it out to whoever. That's my greatest thing, is particularly when it's a big situation I'm shedding love on, is I am sending pure love and joy to whoever is able to receive it involved in this situation, to whoever is able to receive it. Everyone is not going to. Some receive it, don't know it because it continually works on them, and that's what they need then. And please, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. It will help me grow and help other people find me, and those who need me can see me. And so, seeing as how I'm not as technically savvy as I will be next month and the month after, I could use your help in that organic growth. So we got September holding space with intention. Then October Metatron comes through, and Metatron, heart activation and heartbreak for some. So there's heart activation, and some of that looks like heartbreak. And truly, when the heart breaks open is when some of the greatest healing can begin. What else? There was, a breaking open, world governments, destabilization. Hold your, that's funny. Looks like I wrote underneath it. Hold your intention of love and guidance. Hold your intentions of love and guidance. It's very interesting because it looks like I wrote under a leaf because I can see the word coming through it. But there's going to be in October some destabilization of governments as more is revealed throughout the world of what the truth has been of this upper tier group that has really controlled things for so long, in that very toxic masculine. I just watched a movie about child trafficking, and as I watched it, there was a lot of resistance to this coming into the theaters, and it took a couple years for them to get it into the theaters. And I believe it was Netflix that had it, and I watched it, and I sat there and scratched my head, and it was about child trafficking, human trafficking, but this was specifically about child trafficking. The US is the greatest consumer of that very tender trade, and it's just makes me sick. So it's real hard for me to talk about. But I don't understand why it was. Well, I do understand why it was so resisted by the powers that were, and particularly the powers in the movie making industries, because they are big purveyors of that particular product. There is so much depravity in that, and it's like, really, is it any surprise that there's depravity in this whole lifestyle of deception? Because every actor is a deceptor. I mean, they are becoming, not that they're all awful, because they're not, but that whole setting is just deception on steroids. And so they were the ones, from my understanding, that were very instrumental in trying to keep it out of circulation. Truly, because what people then are become aware of, the things start to change. Something observed will change. That's a law of physics. Anything being observed will begin to change. So we want to keep our eyes on that. And it is hard to keep your eyes on what is truly happening to babies throughout the world. Yeah. Okay. I can't say any more on that. Then the 11th month is Saint Germain, fiery energy worldwide, and a beginning of the Phoenix. So there's going to be big fires throughout the world in November. And it is a beginning of the rebirth, the transformation of that Phoenix into a whole new bird. And we're going to be seeing more of that. And, fire is so destructive, but it is also transformative. So how that looks, I don't know. It just is going to be one of those things. And then the 12th person that came through, or energy, estás/estamos. And I know what that is in Spanish. And I went, really? Estamos? And it means these we are. And in December, it's a micro start of the collective consciousness rising into the divine masculine form, divine masculine feminine governance, a coming into greater collective unity, allowance, acceptance, and then keep with your connection. And so overall, what they want us is not to be in fear, because fear is disabling. That is what media wants you to be in. That's how they want us to stay. That's how they control us. And media is every bit as rotten to the core, all of them, as is Hollywood. It's the same kind of thing. They're controlling you, and they always have. Whoever owned the newspaper, their point of view what was put out. All these stations, doesn't matter which side you're on, they're all lying to us at every turn. Whatever they can do to keep us in fear is what they want to do. Limit your exposure to it. Get the highlights that you need, and then get off of it and focus on what is good, what is right, what is lovely, and share that into the world. Look at what you need to look at and do what you're compelled to do about it. That is you living your mission. So we're going to have a lot of opportunity to hone ourselves, to grow, to get quiet, and then to come into balance. In parts of us. It just isn't all going to happen at once, which we know, but we'd like it to. Yes, that's what I watched, Mindy, The Sound of Freedom. So, Linda L. Payee, are you still on, my dear? Hello, Sue. Oh, you remember that? Sue said she remembers me singing when she was a child. It probably was in church. No, I sang in church, Susan. So, oh, hello. All right, Linda. The dragons want to talk to you today, Linda. And I'm guessing Sue was the little sister, and she was quite a few years younger than us. I think she was 4 or 5 when we were in 8th grade. The little sister to my best friend, Alice, who lived kitty corner to us. We used to run across the field to one another's house and had a lot of fun. And Sue was her little sister. So, Linda L. Payee, the dragons. Oh, wow. The healer coming up again. And look at the sweetness there. And this, for me, Linda, really is about who you are. Not that you need so much as this is who you are. You have a very gentle spirit and a very accepting spirit. And that ministers to many people just in your energy of. And Kim, you are next. Yes. So open up to the idea if you haven't already, and be open, willing, and ready to be led to see what else is out there for you that will reinforce that. I mean, you are love, and that's a healing aspect in and of itself. And Emily, I don't have you down yet. Emily, I saw you. Did you come up before? Emily? Yeah. Sorry. Oh, okay, I've got to keep on track of these. And this is the first time I've done a live like this where people were actually on YouTube. I've done lives on YouTube, but nobody's ever there, which is fine. I mean, the purpose is posting them, but it's so fun to have people here. So, Linda, you are a healer. Own it. Look at what that feels like, and look at open, willing, and ready for the opportunities to do it. And the thing is what's coming to me, Linda, is how you're going to do it is not at all what you think is going to be the way you do it. What that looks like, I can't tell you, but just be open to the possibility. Okay, Kim, wild woman rising, my dear. Kim is a wild woman. I guess New Year's Eve is not an evening to do ski lessons because she's a ski instructor in up at Bogus. All right, Kim, remember again, whatever you want. Hold it in your space. This is about it. Oh my gosh. It's interesting. We keep getting similar. Rest deep. So you probably know better than I do what this is about, Kim. I know this time of year you're pretty frazzled because of doing the um, evening classes, and then she works at BSU during the day. And of course, we want to participate in other things. So, yeah, I think I'm feeling, Kim, is that there's something you need to let go of in order to rest more deeply. And yeah, it's causing you a lot of mental distress, and that's why you're not resting as deeply. 24 hours on the snow over the past 4 days. Yeah. Did Kim know your husband? Kim, did you know Diane's husband, who was a teacher at Capitol High? Mr. Wilmot, I'm guess. Yeah, Kim, you're a good sleeper, huh? So yeah, but this has a spiritual component, to it as well. This isn't just the physical, but this is allow more. Don't be okay. Don't be frantically searching for who, what, where it is you are spiritually. You really are a very high vibe in and of yourself, and what you're gonna be doing, what you are doing in the world, how you walk in the world is already happening without um any I don't know. No, I don't think she knew him, Diane. Oh, yeah. I think she started teaching after he was gone, Diane. Uh, I believe. I think Diane, your husband passed 8 years ago, correct? And I think Kim started teaching 6 years ago. At any rate, Diane, you want to rest, and you want to rest your mind and your soul searching, and just stay connected and allow and open, willing, and ready to receive those insights, because there's a lot of them. It's like I see this stuff swirling around you, all the possibilities, and you're so focused on looking that you're not seeing what's showing up for you. Um so yeah, I think that one is complete. Whew. Metatron is here strong tonight, folks. Do you know that Metatron was one of the two? Saint Germain was the other one. Two angels that actually lived as human, and so they are very connected. Saint Germain's all about, and he came up, the violet flame, the fire of burning, that holy fire, and Saint Germain. It is said that he takes our prayers to God. I mean, I'm sorry, Metatron takes our prayers to God. Metatron very, very often shows up with me, for me, and I'm grateful for that. Uh, and Michael is the other one. That the two of them probably show up for me more than the others. I work with them more often. So Emily, dragons for you, Miss Emily, my fairy girl. Emily's got a large amount of fairy energy in her. The compassionate, yes. Emily, the compassionate. That could be a description of you. She is the sweetest spirit. This is really just, you know, for you, Emily, very much the compassion needs to be exercised by you for you. You have a great deal of compassion for others, just as this little elf person is being compassionate with that little tiny dragon. You need to be compassionate with yourself a little bit more. Um, you need to count for yourself a little bit more. Let's see, when I see the little purple light in my closed eye vision. Kim says, can we ask Metatron if he's who I'm seeing when I see the little purple light in my closed eye vision? Um, well, I would put to you, if you muscle test yourself, that you ask. If you do not, I will ask. So you let me know. Actually, you think yes. And you may very well be clear cognizant in that. If that yes feels very much like clunk, it fits in, then yes, that is the answer. So do you muscle test yourself? If so, ask and muscle test on this. This is how you grow your intuition, how you practice it. You start, I teach this in my class, that I do for muscle testing, is that first step for self-trust. Actually, I think yes. Ooh, got it, maybe. Mandy, not sure what that means. But Emily, back to compassion for you, honey. Uh, you need a little more self-compassion for for yourself. You are loads of compassion for the world, and that's wonderful. But oh, Mandy, cool. What practice emotional and metaphysical kinesiology? I don't practice that yet. All right, Kim. Well, you were right with your knowing. The answer is yes. That is Metatron. So don't go to people who do it for you. Start practicing. Do the sway test. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kim, with the sway test? Because that's the first way most everybody can do it. And when people work with me, they need to do it one way or the other. I've only had one, I think, in all the years of doing this who could not do their own muscle testing, and then I did it on the table through their heels. But I'm a skeptic in many ways. If I get a reading and somebody says you are this, 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 and this, and I get done and I go, yeah, they said that, but I don't really know that. By muscle testing yourself, you get your own answers, and then we go after that energy. It's all about empowerment. So, okay, I'd like to learn more. We'll touch base next year about your offering of a class to teach us how. Awesome. Kim DeWitt, yay, big yay. Thank you. You're welcome. So you do the sway test. That is it. That's the first step in muscle testing. I'm sitting, I've got a heart here. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know. Anyway, this heart's in the way. You're sitting down though. At any rate, that's why it's good to move to your hands. But so you've got that message. Emily, you got yours. Mindy. Magic, earth magic for you, Mindy. Thank you all for showing up. And if you haven't liked or haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you like this, that helps too. Wish I understood more about all that stuff, but that's not my path. I'm just trusting. Oh, you're sitting in a car. Yeah. I messaged you on Messenger. I couldn't figure out how to comment card for me. Well, apparently you figured it out. Yes. Mindy, let me put you down right after Sue. All right, Mindy. That was Mandy. I'm talking to Mindy now. Earth magic. So Mindy, whatever you want some guidance on, be holding that. Ooh, Metatron. What does Mindy need to hear? 3 things, apparently. First, you need vulnerability. That's trust in spirit to take care of you if you open yourself up to someone. And trust that spirit will show you who you can trust not to hurt you in your vulnerability. Mindy Wood, yes, pendulum is great. It's just hard to do that in the middle of the grocery store. Or, yeah, pendulum works just fine. And if that's what you trust, then certainly you can do that because that is the same. Yeah, not confusing at all. Mindy and Mandy. So Mindy, be willing to be vulnerable. That means let some of your walls down. Let some of that self-protection and new moon promise that you will be okay and you will be amply rewarded if you give yourself the opportunity to be oh my God, that was a word that and this is not literal. I'm going to say it because that's what came through. Allow yourself to be impregnated with the energy of someone else. Basically, it means drop the rock hard walls and allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to receive someone else's energy. Many of us have been hurt through the years and we've put up great walls of protection. Hello, Susie McCurchie. Yes, I've got you down. So Yes, 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 Susie. So, Mindy, the third card that came up was vigilance. So what this is telling me is really it's you almost being more vulnerable to yourself, and allowing people to come in and knowing that whatever that leads to, you will be taken care of, but you want to exercise your own wisdom here. So you want to start trusting that you can get, that's where the vigilance comes in. Know that you have the ability to read people, their energies well enough to be wise in your decision to trust someone, and that you will be taken care of. But without being vulnerable, it is hard to really connect to other people. Um, I've had through my life lots of acquaintances, and certainly at work, friends at work, and we did things together. But as work changed, then those friendships fell away. And there are very few that remain with you for a long time. And um, my circle has gotten very small. My sister was certainly one of them. My good friend Susie, my best friend from high school, Sherry, all are gone. And I'm grateful beyond measure that I have this lovely family, and I have two amazing, loving, wonderful daughters, and three very cute granddaughters that help fill this void. But it's not the same as having that quote unquote bosom friend. Hello, Mary Fitzpatrick, a bosom friend. And so the only way we really get there, and this is what Guatemala allowed for all of us, but not specifically me, but I was the leader. And I have taken away so much from that time and was very vulnerable. It was my first international retreat, and there were things that came up that were pretty earth shaking for me at times. And they were very personal things, but it came up as a result of the retreat and what was going on. And these women, we had formed such a bond, and that's the magic of retreats, which is why I love doing them, because you do bond, and every single one I've been in have bonded hugely with one another. But we had 10 days, and so now we have this new tribe in our lives that are very connected and that I trust greatly. There's not one of those women I do not trust implicitly to take care of me if that was, a need that was to arise, take care of my heart and be there for me. So that's really, Mindy, what that is about. um oh, good, 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 Mary, I've got you down. So that was Mindy. Now Sue. Whew, Metatron is so present. This is great, but it's warm. I'm gonna get some tea here. Okay, Sue Howard, Energy Oracle cards. So hold in your space, Sue, what it is. Um, what it is you want. Yeah, SB, it is. All right, Sue. Invite your angels, guides, companions in. This one jumped out. Well, you got the angel of love too. Not in reverse. And this is telling me, and you got one of my hairs, that you really want to connect in the love aspect and what I'm seeing is in many different areas in your life. It's that belief, I am loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable, that you want to hold on to. And that's kind of not where you're at. Inside, maybe, is that belief that you are an amazing woman and you are loved and lovable. Lovable is the strongest. And you don't have to do anything to deserve that love. Um, okay, so I'm feeling heart pain, center of the chest pain. That's not generally how I feel heartbreak, Sue. Usually that's the middle of my back. Um, I'm here's what I'm feeling, and I don't know how accurate this is because I'm just going to tell you what I feel. There's love and anger together, intertwined in you somehow, and it becomes real hard for you to truly open up to love because the anger energy surrounding a specific circumstance has got you at a standstill about love and where you stand with it. I'm going to pull another card because this is feeling kind of incomplete. What else does to hear? All right, so let's see. Okay. Angel of balance. So we had angel of love. And this is, you are absolutely loved. And then the anger feeling came up. And so you've got the angel of love, then you've got the angel of balance, and then caring connections. And so this is basically telling me that you're not yet receiving the love available to you because it is tied to some anger energy. And what made me say that is there was just this pain right here in my liver, and liver is where we store anger. And so that is something you want to consider. Where is it that I am not allowing love in? And sometimes we don't have memories of things that happened young in life but they set in us a belief system, an understanding of how we walk in the world and how the world walks with us. And we hold on to that. So be open, willing, and ready to receive more guidance about what that anger energy is as it's tied to love and how that may have got you to the place of thinking that you're not worthy of love, you're unlovable. I know you are loving. In the work that you do, I know that gives you a lot of avenue to show your love. And certainly our children do, but they're always a challenge too. They're not just all love and light. They're who they are, and we have to figure out how to work with them. So yeah, very interesting sensations going on around these cards for you. Angel of love, angel of balance, and caring connections. I guess the love and the anger that are together in that one card are keeping you out of balance, and the angel of balance is willing to have you to step in and guide you in this and guide you to some very authentic caring connections and caring connections that are going to help you heal from what's going on. Now, Sue, you haven't commented. I don't know if you've Oh, well, happy 35th anniversary and happy new year to you too. It's Jules' 35th anniversary. Well, I hope you're going to do something fun. Go out, do something. Well, probably not tonight, not a time to go out, but maybe you'll do something fun together. All right. So, Sue, be open, willing, and ready to receive guidance coming to you about this love, anger, balance, and caring connection message. All right, Mandy. Earth Magic cards, Mandy. Thank you all for being here. If this speaks to you, if you want to share it with people, please do. Let's get these mixed up. Not that I am close to open, willing, and ready. Yay! My friend Susan is going to make me some kind of sticker with that on there. Okay, so Mandy Slender. Oh, good. You're still there, Sue. Yeah, I hope that resonated. If not, you can reach out to me, direct message me, and well, or not. But sometimes these things, well, most of the time, will unfold in the future because we're aware then of things that we need to be aware of. So open, willing, and ready, Sue. Now, Mandy Slender, open, willing, and ready. Strength came up, and I know you to be strong, but it came up in reverse. Sometimes this means that you're exercising too much strength in one area of your life, which can really stifle us in other areas of our life. I know that you're a doer. I know that you're a powerhouse. And the next card that came up was vulnerability. which tells me right after strength that there is a little too much strength happening. You need to be more vulnerable. And, something I learned, and you might not have heard me talk about this. I went to Colombia in this was a year like I've never had before. Two trips to Guatemala and one trip to Colombia. Before that, I went to Mexico 22 years ago. And that's been it for my international travel. Not totally true. I went to Canada too. So in Colombia, my daughter had invited me to join their vacation. And I said, yes. So for 9 days, I did nothing. I flew in and I followed because she had, things all organized, which was just wonderful. And I made no decisions. I didn't even have to really translate because she had brushed up on her Spanish. I had been semi fluent many years ago. And then her friend who teaches English in Chile and teaches Spanish flew in. And so between them, I never had to do any translating, any speaking. So fast forward to when we're leaving, and we get to the airport to take our flight home. And I'd made my airline ticket for the following day. The panic that hit me when I heard that was ridiculous, honestly. The fear, it hit my gut and I almost pooped my pants. That hit so heavy. It was just like, no, Mandy, I did actually. I had heat exhaustion. I had 3 times when the trip could have been derailed. And it was the power of my intention was, oh, hell no. This is too cool for me to be suffering through. So I willed my way through the 3 different things. But then when I got to the airport, I had a whole night to spend by myself in Medellin. And when I came down out of the panic, it was like, what is this about? I know how to get a hotel room or an Airbnb. I don't do Uber. I do now because I did then, but I can get a taxi outside the door. And then I just have to find a place to eat. I already knew a good area. And my daughter helped find the Airbnb, which was great, great price right at the end of the runway, which was quite noisy, but it was a beautiful place. But it was when I got there and I settled down, it was like, all right, what was this about? What was this fear? And what I was given as the understanding is for 9 days, I had made not one decision. And I fell into learned helplessness that quickly. And that is the reason I'm talking about this, Mandy, is because I know you're a powerhouse in your family. What I realized was what I'd done to my husband for 40 years. I took care of everything. I made things happen. I took, and sometimes, most of the time, it was just, it's what I do. It's who I am. La, 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 la. Sometimes it was resentment. It's like, I don't know why you're not doing this because here I am doing all this. Well, it only took me 9 days to become helpless at a situation initially. We strong women can really knock the sails out of our men by doing everything for them. And it doesn't, whenever we take someone's power, we're not helping them. And so keep that in mind and allow yourself to allow your husband, if I think you're still with them, if I remember correctly, and your kids to do more. And it really is a pulling back of our hands from situations. And controlling is something I have been learning to give up for 11 years now since I started my own business. We're going on 12. And the last time it came up, it was like, are you kidding me? Again, okay, I don't even understand. I've been working on this. And God said, well, you were a highly powerful controlling woman. Now you're just a powerful controlling woman. It's like, really? Okay, so how does anything get done if I don't do it? And what does that look like? And Lionel, you just tell me you want one and I will put your name down. And I said, well, what does that look like? And the words measured control. And my favorite words to God are, I don't even know what that looks like. So I am open, willing, and ready. You can show me. So then, really, the next day, I my husband had received this fireplace or barbecue tool from my daughter-in-law several years ago. Big, long, nice, heavy stainless fork and spatula, wooden handles, and the handles had rotted off. Well, the spatula tool had been in my dish drainer for a few weeks. Jeff was going to make another handle for it. And it's like, whatever, it's sitting there, sitting there. Finally, the day after I got this message about measured control, walking through the kitchen, I looked at that one. He is never going to do that. And I took it and I threw it in the garbage, walked out of the kitchen, and I get that tap on the shoulder, ding, 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 ding. And it's like, what? Oh, oh, that's not my circus, not my monkeys. That's control I don't need to be operating. And I went back, took it out of the garbage, washed it off, put it back in the drainer, never said a word to him. And the next week he made new handles for both of them. So the learning opportunity will come in places you least expect it. That open, willing, and ready is so powerful because when you are open, willing, and ready, guide me, you'll get the answers to things you need in different ways. So, Mandy, I hope that helps you with situations in your life. So, Susie McCurchie, messenger oracle for you, Suze. Susie and I worked together years ago, too, for about 7 of them in the office. And then she moved. All right. So, Susie, whatever you want some guidance on. I didn't try to hide it, but I did think I would bury it. Know your power. And I know for a fact, Miss Susie, that you do not know your power. You are a very powerful, loving woman, and knowing your power will help those you love understand those you're even more, particularly your oldest granddaughter and her kind of anger and belief. Yeah, our kids were tiny then, weren't they? Well, yours was just very young. Very young. You weren't pregnant. She was, I think, 3 or 4. How old is she now, Suze? Anyway, you knowing your power, there's more needs to come after this. And know your fears. So know your power and know your fears. You got a lot of knowing to do. But, when we start to really understand our power, we can get pretty afraid of what can happen. Now, this summer I was in the river. I was doing a psilocybin journey of releasing, and I knew I was releasing anger and the opening expansive consciousness about the whole thing was that, one of the things that stands in the way, 38. Okay, yeah. So I was, so she was 7 when I went to work there because Echo is 39. And so the story, know your power, know your fears. I don't know, maybe that story isn't for now. At any rate, our power can make us fearful, and you want to know your power and have the courage to face the fears around that. Silly Billy, I'd like this stream. Oh, wonderful. Did you subscribe? That would be helpful. It's not a requirement, Billy. Let me just write your name down. So, Suze, be open, willing, and ready to receive the insights about what in your power causes you fear, and what is the thing that's keeping you from really standing in your power. And it is some fear that either what people will think, or maybe it's, for some of us, it's like, sometimes I feel like if I stand in my power, I could just I could just blow apart. And so owning your power is knowing your power, and knowing your fears is like the balance, the things that will keep you um, in balance. And yeah, Lionel brings up a point, abandonment. And Billy, there are, after Susie, two ahead of you. So having people leave, having losing those people in the opening up of, and telling people really what your power, your gifts are. Our families, of course, are our greatest ridiculers at times, and so open up to your power, and open up to your friends with what you know is your power, your gift, your ability. And the power to heal ourselves is huge. I know you've got a couple things that go on. Ask about healing a couple of them. And I could urge, I really will urge you to take this stance. I choose to be released from that one painful thing you've got going on. I am free of that power of intention. And you just keep affirming that, and very strongly in your heart, the choice that you are making to live without that. Yeah, Suze, I don't know why, you are the sweetest spirit, but I get it. I have such a hard time opening up and making friends, and you're just a delight. And so, yeah, I open, willing, and ready. What is standing in my way? Ask that, and you will start seeing a thing or two that is keeping you um, in fear from really opening up and having more friends, but opening up to the truth of your energetic spiritual power. You're welcome, SB. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so Mary Fitzpatrick. Well, I thought I'd do Wild Lone Rising, but I'm not gonna, because there's another card that's calling you. Oh, Mythical Goddess Tarot. Okay. All right, Miss Mary. We'll see why none of the other decks were good enough. Who is the mythical goddess that wants you to know more for 24? All right. You go, Susie. All right, Mary. If it's just general guidance, hold that. If you've got a thing that you want some specific guidance on, hold that. We know our guides, companions, angels are here. And there is one more. This is the first one. Different deck, but the first one is Mary, patience. That, and look at the very pregnant woman, or just maybe that's me, I'm not sure, but that, we're that waiting place that we are when we are pregnant. And you certainly are pregnant with some amazing gifts and things that you're creating in this world, and ways of connecting with people. But have patience. I think you were here for the forecast for the year, and we've kind of been in a holding space, and the first half of January, we're going to still feel that. But this is an 8-year in the numerological aspect, and the 8-year is very much a year of success and some completion, and an infinity year. So own that, and know that having patience with the unfolding of the things that you've wanted to have come through, and and then the power of your intention. Patience and then intention. Be very, and this is something we all want to do, be very specific in your intention. On the 11th, there's a paint and sip, which is a vision board paint and sip. And we did a paint and sip with this gal a couple of weeks ago. Her name is Kathy Gillette. And I went to 3 other K names before I got to Kathy. But at any rate, you write your intentions on the board, and then you do a couple of different aspects to paint over it. And yeah, be patient, Mary. And so, there is power in writing our intentions for the year. And the intention that you have will come, but you really want to stay focused on it with patience, Mary, because it is coming. And you really want, I feel very strongly that it's kind of like you want to hold this intention in steel. You don't want to be swayed from it. You don't want it to get diluted. You don't want to be, um, you don't want to be scattered about it at all. You want straight line, straight down the middle intention in this thing that you're creating, wanting to bring through, feel like is coming through for you. Um, and it comes through in a very big way, but you have to be, because, you know, I know we've all heard stories about people getting what they asked for and then realizing they weren't very specific in what they asked for. And so be very specific and hold that intention very strongly. Hope that pertains, Mary. Hope that helped you out. And Lionel, which earth magic wants to come through with you, Lionel? So, Lionel, you weren't on earlier. What I tell people is invite your angels, guides, companions in. My angels, guides, and companions are here. Metatron is here very strong tonight, very powerfully for us, and just working all the way around us. And if there's something specific you want some guidance on, then hold that in your consciousness and we'll get that guidance. All right, Lionel. What does Lionel need from the universe tonight? Okay, that's one, but we need another one to define this. That one. Okay. Synergy and sanctuary, the S card. Synergy is what came up first, and it's kind of hard to describe that one all by itself, but I don't know if this is anything you've ever entertained, but here is what came to me the minute the second card came. Was some kind of community that you may be going to set up that is a community of like-minded individuals supporting, helping one another, creating a community of sanctuary, of empowerment, of everybody helping one another. Very much a heart-based thing. And, synergy is when, you doing one thing helps another person do another thing. It's kind of like, oh, well, I guess that's universe going, go, Lionel, go for this. Because that's really what came up was that, and people are beginning to do this all over the world, where when they have some land, they set up the ability for people to exist on that land, farm that land, and I truly think we're going to need to do more of this as we go through these next few years that are going to be less than easy on us. And we're going to need to be supporting one another. And those who have land need to be offering it up to cultivate for other people, whether that is a living place, whether it's just a farming place. But if that was ever in your consciousness, I'm glad that was in your destiny, Lionel, because that's the first thing that came up was helping people help themselves. And again, I don't know if you were here when I was speaking earlier. There's a very fine line between giving people their existence and giving people an opportunity to work for their existence. One is empowering and one is disempowering. And so anytime we are given our existence, everything we need by someone, we are then indebted to someone or something, and we are then in their power. When we are empowered in any kind of system to offer our energy, it's like I've always told people, I don't do anything anymore for free. because here is the truth. It has nothing to do with me making money. It has everything to do with the other person receiving everything possible from the time I'm giving. If you don't invest something in something, you don't receive nearly as much from it. So, so that's me saying, make it wonderful, but um, don't make it a handout. A hand up is truly what every person needs to truly stand in their power and feel much better about themselves. Whenever we hand people their life, it is disempowering, and they are not in alignment with their own true nature of self-empowerment. Oh, Mary, happy New Year's Eve. Okay, you'll be next after Silly Billy. Silly Billy, are you still there? That's pretty funny, Silly Billy. All right. So in Spanish, Billy, you said I'm boss. I'm jefe. I'm thinking you could be boss. The dragons, for the love of dragons, is what came up as the deck that had something to tell you. The listener. So beautiful card. Earlier, I don't think you were here, Billy. I talked about the biblical passage that said, be still and know that I am God. And this is telling me in your life, in some way, you want to spend more time listening and less time talking. And there's another card that needs to elaborate on this. And I need a sip of tea. That's better. I guess this is the one. Oh, the listener has to do with you and God, creator of the universe, the central sun, the big I am. This is the seventh chakra card. This is the crown chakra, the one through which we get all the divine information through. And with the listener being, this is, you want to spend more connected time to creator and listening. I spoke earlier about I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. That is the mantra, the prayer that allows creator, God, the universe, whatever you call them, your angels, your guides, companions, to come in and give you guidance. You need to listen more maybe and ask less. We don't have to beg from God anything. We are God incarnate here. We are God's DNA. And so we are God. We chose to come in this human form, and we need that extra help that the angels, guides, companions are willing to give us if we are willing to be open to that. For me, and I spoke earlier too before you were on, Billy, about I don't know if you heard, probably not, the energy forecast for the year, but it's going to be pretty tumultuous. You staying in connection with your higher power, God, the creator of the universe, is going to be key to holding your light in the world and listening more to creator. So getting quiet every day in some way. You're joining in defense. Can you elaborate on that? I'm not sure what that means, Silly Billy. By March this year. I'm still not sure what you joining what in defense. So I will just a little bit more. We need to, it's been playing in my mind, engineering for Navy. Oh, Billy. Well, thank you for that. And so I would say even more, even if it's 5 minutes in your little space that you get in that submarine in the morning, connect with the creator. They do not care what we call them. It is that we call them, and it is for our benefit that we call them. Connect. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. Be grateful for everything you can be grateful for. You're going to have a very, very specific space with which to share your energy. And you don't have to say anything. Your energy will be communicating. It does. I mean, it already does. It does for all of us, to everyone you come in contact with. You holding a higher vibration in that very small space with all those people is going to be powerful, Billy. So practice between now and then your at least 5 minutes. If you can do more than that, where you do some breathing, breath work, or get quiet if you are capable of doing that. That is not my strong point. So breath work for me has become integral into my meditative process and getting quiet. And then open, willing, and ready to be guided. And that allows you to receive those taps on the shoulders from your guides, angels, companions that can be very helpful in a situation that could be very volatile. Not just, I'm not talking about the interactions underneath, but yeah. Well, you'll be a light wherever you go, and all you have to do is hold a higher vibration, and choosing to do that every day. So I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. I choose, two very powerful words. I choose to stay in a higher vibration. So recounting what you're grateful for every day, truly grateful for, raises your vibration. So you're telling me that you're going to go into the Navy, lets me know you're younger. And when you're younger, we have aspirations when we're younger that tend to fall away as we get older. Sometimes when life is difficult, we have some very scary times, and you need to then go very to the grassroots of gratefulness. I'm grateful I can get up. As a nurse, I can go to some very basic things because I've taken care of people for 30 years. I'm grateful I can get out of bed on my own. I'm grateful I can see. I'm grateful I can walk, talk, hear. And so that is one way to keep your vibration higher. And wherever you are going, you'll be sharing that in your energy. You'd never need to say anything. It is all about you. It is always all about us, maintaining our own energy and being the light in the world that we want to see. And so it is all about you, Billy. Maintain your higher vibration. And what do you choose? And invite all your angels, companions, and guides in as you move through this, so that you're comfortable working with them and you can trust that you get from them information you need regularly. So I think that is complete for you. Thank you for your willingness to do that. And I am just surrounding you right now with insightfulness, safety, and ease as you move through this part of your journey in life, and certainly safety. I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate all that happens, and know that there are people always willing to be there for you if you come out and need some guidance. All right. Well, then, specifically right now, Billy, do you want to voice the question? I do have a specific question. I will apologize to Jacinta by next week. I will apologize to her live. Will she forgive me and reconcile? I will also give her roses too. Oh, Billy. Well, I guess it depends on her level of trauma. And let's use the messenger cards. And sometimes, Billy, we have to separate from people in order to come back from them, even though whatever, something you did, you feel like you have to apologize for. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you about whether Jacinto will forgive you. Well, first card that came up was focus and then act. So I would say that I would focus on pure love and joy and shedding that on her. Roses help, but I know women. In fact, when I was first a nurse, one of my trainers got roses, and she looked at him at work, and she went, "Yeah, great." And they were beautiful roses. And I'm looking at her, and she goes, "Yep, every time he screws up, I get roses." And so obviously, she ended up divorced years later. So sometimes flowers are not the answer. Learn from what it was you did, whether or not she forgives you, so you don't make that mistake again. But focus on what you want, why you want her to forgive you, what that is that it will do for you, and then let the emotions flow. Be vulnerable to her. Women, this was such a sexist remark. Women are suckers for vulnerability. Kind of. Women are suckers for men allowing their emotions to be shown. And be authentic. I can't say that enough. Don't tell her what you think she wants to hear. Tell her what you need her to hear from you. And be authentic in that. And whether she forgives you or not, enter into the results from this effort you're going to put in with okay, what have I learned from this? What do I get to learn from this? And how can I grow with this? This is what good, Billy. This is what is huge, because owning what you do and being authentic in explaining to them. So years ago, my husband said something that hurt me so bad, and it was such a breach of how we were going to work with our kids together. And I was in nursing school, so it was many years ago. And for 3 days, I mean, I was divorced. I was like, okay, I need to finish nursing school here, because I'm going to have to live over here and have find a place to live and be able to support the kids. And as I thought we were done. I mean, I did not think an apology would help. It's like, we're finished, because this was awful. It was just so hurtful. And I'm highly sensitive. So, there's that part. At any rate, 3 days later, he rolled over in bed and he put his arms around me. He said, "I'm sorry." And I said, "Yeah." And he went, "No, I am really sorry." And he explained to me what went on inside him before he said what he said. And it was done, because that apology was genuine. It was done. And so be authentic. Don't tell her what you think she wants to hear. You tell her what you need her to hear. And you be ready to accept whichever way it goes. And I invite you to spend 30 seconds every day, or if it's like tomorrow you're going to talk to her, um, do it for 2 minutes. Shed pure love and joy on her, and then go into that situation, and it will be as good as it can possibly be. Teresa G, I'm open, willing, and ready. I'd love a reading. All right. Well, you're the next one up. Something tells me, Teresa, that you need the Wild Woman Rising card. So that's what we will pull. Cheesy Tater, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Cheesy. You're welcome, Billy. You could reach out to me. I'd love to know how you're doing through the whole process of that, going to basic and going into submarines. I'm here and I'm on Facebook. So, all right. Teresa, you're welcome, Anne Marie. See you later. AK, no, a month. Did I say that right? Nah. All right, Teresa. Wild Women Rising. Harvest the honey. Okay, Teresa. What this is saying to me is you put work into something, you've done a lot, and now is the time for you to allow the good to come because of it. Allow yourself to receive the goodness for the effort you have put in. And that's pretty straightforward to me. Harvest the sweetness for all that you have put in the effort for. And the word allow is coming in. And again, I think you're a great giver. Receiving is maybe a little less easy for you. Um, oh, is that? Oh, that's how you say it, Tina. Okay. Um, so I think Teresa, does that ring? Is it difficult for you to receive? Easier for you to give? Because honey is coming your way. So goodness is coming your way. Sweetness is coming your way. You just need to receive it now. All right, Tina Munt. Oh, I won't. I thank you, Mary. I didn't write you down because we were slowing down. And Mary, I will do you next. And Tina. Sorry, Tina, I need to do Mary because she came in. And Mary Borg wants to read. Thank you, Mindy. So, Teresa, I hope that is, yeah, and so it is. All right, Mary, Messenger Oracle. Hold in hold in your space, what you need, what you want. And this card came up right away. Love without condition. And while that's easier said than done at times, it is much easier to do when we cultivate the love for ourselves from a very true way. And that is using that pure love and joy to just 30 seconds a day. In 2 weeks, you will have more internal acceptance of who you are. We have levels of that where we get kind of to a level, and then when we find ourselves passing judgment on people, that's what we know. We are not in love with ourselves. So shedding pure love and joy for 30 seconds a day within 2 weeks, because that's how long it took me to recognize that my internal environment was different. I didn't need to stand in judgment so much because I loved myself more. Judgment is us making ourselves feel better about ourselves by putting someone else down. So consider that for you. Love without condition. Love yourself without condition. And that for me was an easy tool to get myself into that space, Mary. Because my intention to do that, I didn't really know how to love myself. That's not something we're taught. In fact, we are taught much the opposite of that throughout life. And so practice that tool regularly for the next couple weeks. And I bet that love without condition happens much more easily because you love you more, and open up to that possibility. All right. Mary, I think there's another one there. For some reason, there's another card. Let's look at the dragons too. The healer, love without condition, and the healer, absolutely the things that go together. So loving without condition. Okay, well, you got these two cards and the healer. Love is the greatest healer. So consider the pure love and joy tool, because I truly think, Mary, you have like plateaued at, because you have learned and practiced that self-love. I think there's more for you to have. And the way I'm not saying you're a judgmental person. I'm saying the way I realized what had happened because of me practicing that tool was that I was in less judgment of others because I had more love inside myself. So maybe there's a next level that you want to attain in this practice of self love. Maybe you need more self love. Okay, Tina, the energy oracle cards. Hello, Steph. Okay. All right. Tina, let's see. Yeah, two of them. Let's see why. Action. An angel of strength. But angel of strength came up in reverse. So the first card that came up was action. It is time to act on something. And the angel of strength came up in reverse because I think you're not calling on your guide, your divine strength enough. And in order to take action, you're going to need that divine strength. So this is in something you've either been prompted to do or you've been kind of called to do and you're pulled to do. You want to take action and you want to call on all your powers of strength available to you. So call on the angel of strength, because this coming up in reverse tells me that you're not calling on your divine helpers maybe as often as you can, which is always. But for that specific action that needs to be taken. And this is also feeling like maybe this is a little bit in the future, that there's going to be an action that is needing to be taken, and you're going to need that divine strength. So it's call on that angel first. Okay. Bye, Susan. Happy New Year to you too. Okay, Connie. Okay, I'm glad, Tina, that makes sense for you. So, stay connected, connect regularly. And like I said earlier, for those of you who were not here earlier, us holding our strength, our love, our higher vibration going into this next year and throughout the year, because there's going to be some tumultuous stuff. Us holding the higher vibration and sharing that with everyone around us is very much key to us doing the work in the world that we came to do. It can be as simple as maintaining your vibration in a place of higher vibration, more close to love. Fear is the lowest vibration we can be in. Love is the highest vibration we can be in. So that's what we need to be doing here, is really staying open, willing, ready, guide me, connected to our guides, angels, companions. All right, Steph Enos. Messenger oracle for you. Anybody got plans for tonight besides this? I don't, except that I'm going to go out when we're done here, figure out something for dinner, because I really didn't plan it. Although, after the holidays, we've got several choices. But then I'm going to make a layover, which is a smoked whiskey drink that is my new favorite. And my husband and I are going to probably not stay up till the new year. We will see. Dinner and Top Golf. Oh, Top Golf. I've not done that because at this point, my top bottom, my lower bottom aren't communicating well. So that kind of motion would not be good. And I really like to rib golfers and tell them that golf isn't a sport, because you can't jump up and down, yell and scream when they're about ready to hit that ball. So I tell them it's not a sport. It's a hobby. But anyway, have a good time. Stephanie Enos. Well, let's see if we have some elaboration on that. The messenger card. Be patient, Stephanie. Don't know exactly what that's about. Your dogs react badly to, and oh yeah, actually, I got that CBD chews that I have. If I give Jack 3 of them, in this next hour, he'll kind of just laze through the fireworks. I'm glad you reminded me because I need to get those out. So Stephanie Enos, okay. Be patient. It is time to ground. And this is saying, the thing that you've been wanting, you've been asking for, you've been striving for is coming. And you need to ground your energy regularly. Yeah, Teresa, wine and chill. Yeah, layover and chill, whiskey and chill, something like that. So I'm sorry, Stephanie, back to be patient and time to ground. Mother Earth is really good at helping us balance our energy. One of the exercises I will do with people when I'm working with them and do classes is taking people down to the center of the earth where perfect balance earth energy lives, and allowing them to soak up that energy and bring it back up into their body. You can ground in many ways, putting your feet in the grass, going and sitting next to a tree, just getting outside and get the fresh air. But Mother Earth helps us ground easily by just getting connected to Mother Earth. Oh my goodness, my right nostril is itching all of a sudden. So however, go sitting next to the river, get out in nature, ground yourself, kind of get you out of your head so much in this thing that you're needing patience for. Mother Earth will help calm you, help you to be patient. And what is here for me in the interim to learn? Because there is no end point in our journey here, folks. We are here to learn the whole time. There's no getting to an end. That's why being in this moment of enjoying this together is all we need to be doing. So not sure what my right nostril's itching about so much, but Stephanie, this is definitely a time for you to get quiet, ground yourself, get out of your head so much, and be patient about what it is. And if you're like me, I could be going, yeah, I've been patient for a long time and I've been asking for this and nothing seems to be happening. And Creator's timeline is not our timeline. Rarely do we have the same timeline. So know that it is coming, and grounding is going to help keep you on a more even keel. That's what Mother Earth does in so many ways. So many ways. All right, Connie, what Earth Magic? That is for you. So, Connie, invite your guides, angels, companions in. I heard that's when. No, I heard it was you were going to kiss a fool, Diane. Our ears ring when people talk about us. That's what I heard. All these old wives' tale. Kiss a fool. I don't know. Well, my husband married me. We've been married 40 years. Maybe he's the fool. All right, Connie Yates. I've invited my angels, guides, companions in. I invite you to do the same because there are 2 cards that need to come for you here. Oh, so this card is Vision Quest. And what this tells me is that you've been on a vision quest and you've been wanting to grow yourself, to live more in your power, your path, your understanding of how you walk in this world. And you've been looking for, signs, symbols, books, readers, all of that. And you have come into an understanding of who you are. And it's time to accept the truth about who that is and what it is. Sorry, Connie. We'll get back to that. Stephanie, I'm so sorry. Lost my best friend about a very dear friend about a year ago. My travel buddy, my playmate, and I'm so sorry. That is such a hard place to be in such a painful place. But connecting to the other side is not a bad thing because that veil is very close. So continue to talk to them and say what you need to say. So now, sorry, Connie, back to you. You've been searching, and it is complete now. You have what you need to move forward with in this vision quest, this trying to understand all about you and who you are and what you're doing in the world. And completion, or it's coming to completion. Things are going to be falling into place so that what it is you've been wanting to create within your life, within your career, your vocation, your avocation, is coming to completion. So know that, be very very solid in the fact that it is completing. Also, what's coming through is there may have been some heartbreak involved in this, and that is also healing. Remember, heartbreak is often the heart opening to new aspects of how we love in this world. I don't know if this makes any sense for you. These are very direct cards: vision, question, completion. The heartbreak energy is just something I will feel from time to time, and definitely had that in it. So let me know what you think about that, Connie. Megan R. Lafayette. Hello, I am open to a reading. Happy New Year. Well, Megan R. Lafayette, let's do it. The energy oracle for you. So, Megan, invite your angels, guides, companions in. I've invited mine here. And if there's something you want some specific guidance about, hold that in your space. And we will see what the energy oracle cards in the universe have to offer you. Okay. The action card came up in reverse. And this is telling me that this is not the time for you to take action on something. Bye, Sue. You're welcome. Nice to talk to you, sort of talk to you, but you know what I mean. Have a happy new year, my dear. All right. So, Megan, now is a time to allow, to be, to receive, not a time to do. Take action in reverse. This is a time to let things unfold the way they will unfold without any more input from you. Let's see what else is about in this message. Okay, take action. No. Angel of balance. So this is a time of coming into balance. Stop the doing. Get into allowing, receiving, being. That's what this is telling me. That, and a lot of times, powerful women, we are doers. We are doers, and this doing can really take its toll on us, especially since when we're doing, we are not in that place of receiving and allowing and opening up to. So, Megan, let yourself come into balance in the not doing for a while, in the allowance. And when you're a take charge gal, it is hard to not do. You might not have been on earlier when I was talking about God telling me again in another way that, I'm a highly powerful, controlling woman. But I had moved from highly powerful to just a powerful, controlling woman and got the message again. And I was asking, well, how does anything get done if I'm not the one that does it then? And the words that came were measured, control. And then I was given within myself, because when you are open, willing, and ready to be taught, you will see the things that are there for you to learn from. So this and other messages are starting to repeat the same information. To you mean, Connie? You're getting the same message over and over. Is that what you mean? So anyway, then it came, you will get, if you are open, willing, and ready to be guided, you will be shown, it will be illustrated to you what you're needing the guidance on. So yeah, so I got that message of being a few months ago, and it was after, fine, it was just like one failure at doing after another, and it was getting, just frustrating and angering, and it was like, you just need to be more. It's like, how, I don't even know what that looks like, God. That's my favorite statement to God. I don't even know what that looks like. Yeah. So just be, and that's really not a bad message for all of us, is to just be. Uh, we are human beings, not human doing. So is there anyone still on that needs a reading? You've stayed pretty constant at the number, which is very fun. Um, and if you have not liked and subscribed to my channel, please do. Please share this when we get off. It will stay on my channel. Share it with someone. That certainly helps my algorithm, whatever the hell those things are, grow. And my deepest desire is to positively impact as many people in the world as I can. And you can be part of helping that to happen by subscribing and liking and sharing. And I post here a few times a week, and I'm on Facebook Live 3 mornings a week. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is funny for me. It's a very different thing. I've been taking a walk. I've been trying to strengthen my body for skiing this winter because my kids want me to go and I haven't been in a long time and my legs needed to be strong. So I determined to walk up to just the top of the first top, I call it the first top of this mountain. And I completed that before my measured time of getting it done was done. And then I went further. Finally, it was like the tip top. And I got there not long after Thanksgiving. The coming down really hurt my knees. And so then I had to back off and remember that, patience and strengthening my thighs was not the only thing. But anyway, my journey of that, I've been recording mostly on Instagram, not so much readings, but Instagram's really fun with all its filters that you can put on. So, well, as I see no one new showing up, I think we may be complete. I'm going to wait a few more minutes. If you're on and you want a reading, please shout out. 6 pages of notes. You are so sweet. Diane, you're a character. So, love you all. Please reach out. Oh, Lolita. Okay. Lolita, I love that name. All right, Lolita. Well, I guess it's the Wild Woman Rising, Lolita. Thank you. Love you too, Mary. I look forward. We need to get together. We haven't seen each other in far too long. Lolita, invite your angels, guides, companions in. I'm thinking they're here because these cards are jumping out. And we are using the Wild Woman Rising deck. Cheesy Tater, Happy New Year, Tina. All right, Lolita, what do we got here? Heed your wisdom and listen the world open. Ooh, these are such beautiful cards. Heed your wisdom. This is begin to really trust what you're getting and listen the world open. So again, this is kind of a get quiet, connect to your higher power regularly, and then listen to what comes, because the world opening truly means that what you get will be part of how this world opens. And so heed your wisdom. That getting quiet, you will receive insights, guidance, and understanding from your higher power. And you, will receive the ways in which you can help the world to open up to its beauty, its healing aspects itself. And this is those around you as well. Look at the owl in that. I love owls. I'm gonna bring this in. I'm gonna show you a person made me painted this picture for me. Oh, I'm gonna go get it here. Hi, Jack. Are you coming in? I'm almost done, I think. Hello, Jack. Jack came in with me. He often will come in when I'm working with people too. He's quite a healing dog. Okay. So this gal I worked with probably 6 or 7 years ago, and oh my gosh, she's just such a powerhouse, beautiful woman. And she's an artist, and we traded, and she kept me updated. She's still working on my picture. She wanted it to be me in every way and what she thought. So look at this owl. I mean, this woman is a beautiful artist. And then the tree of life, and then this circle of women. And each one of the dresses has a different mystical symbol on it. And they're all just graced with the love together in that circle. And such a beautiful, beautiful way of traveling. And that owl for me, it's very much in that wisdom. Wisdom has always been something that I valued. And if you don't feel like you have a lot of wisdom, as many of us do not, that open, willing, ready guide me. Yeah, please hit the like button, everybody that's on. Thank you so much. Um, open, willing, and ready keeps you in constant contact with your higher power, the angels, your guides, your companions. It's an invitation you're giving them to come in and help walk with you through this lifetime and guide you and give you that inner wisdom that is available to you. And listen the world open again is just listening to others. You will know instinctively what they need to hear at the time. And that is a huge gift that people need, is to be listened to. And so I don't know, Lolita, what you do, where you live, or what that looks like in your life, but it's a pretty direct message to you to start trusting what you get from the universe a little more now, trust in the wisdom that can come through you, and listen to others, and you will know how you can help them and what needs to happen for them. Does that help at all, Lolita, or do you have something specific? So I think we're winding down here. And no one new showing up that I can tell. Okay, awesome. Thank you for joining me tonight. Several new people, people I've already been playing with on Facebook. Thank you so much. And again, when this comes up, if you would share this with someone, that also helps my algorithm somehow. Um, these crazy days for us older folks who don't always have this insight as to, and the understanding. I know I'll take classes and go, I don't even know the language they're speaking when they start talking computer stuff. So, but my goal and my choice this year is to have a better understanding about it all and learn the things I need to learn in order to do what I need to do in this world. I choose very powerful words, write your intentions, and you can do resolutions. I don't do them, but I'm definitely going to be writing some intentions for this coming year because writing them is very powerful. Oh, you know, A.R. Delosa, your name just left me, but I know who you are. All right. Yay, you got here. Geez Louise. Anyway, it'll come in just a minute when I quit trying to think about it. All right. Aisha. That's it. Which deck of card wants energy oracle cards? All right, let's see. As I tell everyone else, which you already know, invite your guides, angels, companions in. If there's something you need to hold answers on, hold that in your field so that you get those answers. And the first card that came up for you was Broken Heart, but it's in reverse. Yay! And so something that may have caused you some broken heart energy is reversing itself now, and things are beginning to resolve. So that's good. And especially if right now it seems like maybe for a little bit there, it wasn't going to resolve. It feels like maybe things flared up. And then, of course, Broken Heart is healing, and then the world, where you've got so much potential in front of you. Very high vibe card, very successful card. And this is a year that adds all the numbers in this year, add up to the number 8. And 8 is a card of success and infinity and continuance. So it's like harvest that, say yes to it, and know that the success behind this broken heart is healed, and It's very high vibe for you and whoever is the holder of the heartbreaking moments that you've had, and you and I know what that's about. So a very direct message for you, Aisha, in this. Um, is if there's anyone still on that wants to have a very specific message for themselves. Like, I don't know if Billy's still on, but Silly Billy wanted to know about his journey with someone he was going to ask for forgiveness from. We can do that if you would. Latoya. Oh, wonderful. So, Latoya, I am thinking the way you said that, Wild Woman Rising are the cards for you that have something for you tonight. Let's see. Well, they're flying out, Latoya. So, okay. My goodness. There's a whole lot the universe wants you to know in these wild women. Okay. The first one is Latoya, tell your story. Be very intentional in what you're saying and what you're doing. Because your story is going to speak to someone else. You're going to whatever comes out. Oh, okay. All right, let's start again. Tell your story. Your story will be very helpful for others in some way. And there's always someone that needs to hear how you have journeyed through it. And as you tell your story, go beyond your limits, push yourself. This is something that you're thinking is you're powerless in, and you're not. There is the situation that can be changed by you telling your story. And going beyond your limits maybe is giving some more detail to that story than maybe you have shared before. Being more open with all of what went on, maybe something from your childhood, because this is guard the inner child. If you've not ever done inner child work, you know, the Buddha said, you show me the child between age 2 and 7, and I will show you the man. So the things that happen in our lives between age 2 and 7 shape how we believe we walk in the world and how the world walks with us. And so that inner child becomes very injured. And, you know, for many of us out there, it was deliberate injury. For others, and us at the same time, it was incidental injury, but they were injuries nonetheless. And your story, and really being specific about the details of your story, is going to be not just helpful, but necessary for your healing. And in that process, that inner child will be healed. And so you guard the inner child by bringing into the light the things that happen to that child, by letting them know that they are not the shame in it, that they are not to blame in it, that they're not the problem, they're not the reason, they're not at fault. Because that's what we take on in those few years, is this belief that we have to be different than we are. It was our fault. We shouldn't have, whatever that looks like. And so, Latoya, be vocal. Someone needs it, but it is more for your healing to get that out and let people know what the truth was, what the truth is. And because these things do shape us and create for us the life we're living. You know, our life is created through our energy, through our words, through our beliefs, through the energy we put out, and we attract the same kind of energy. So many times we have to shake ourselves up. We have to make a change if we want things to change. Hoping, praying, wishing for change. You've got to take steps to change. And often to heal, we have to reveal. some of the things that happen. So I hope that's helpful for you. That's a pretty direct message um, from what is generally kind of a lighter spirited card, but again, whatever comes through me, I bring through too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, like, subscribe if you can, and share this if you think anybody, because there is a point towards about in the first 30 minutes is where I did the general forecast for 2024. And I'm going to be doing, oh, good. Wonderful, Latoya. Thank you for saying that. Because you never, I just go with what comes and I trust that it is, and it often is, but it's always nice to hear that something really does ring true for someone. So I will be doing some monthly forecasts now throughout the year about the energies coming up. So next week I will do a more in-depth one for January, but you can expect it to be quiet for the first half and get a little less quiet in the world over the second half. So is there anyone out there still on that would like a reading? Haven't spoken up? If not, I'm going to go have my layover drink, my whiskey drink for New Year's Eve with my husband and our dog, Jack. Jack comes in and curls up behind the little chair. He's an 80-pound dog. He's big. He's the sweetest. He can curl up smaller than any big dog I've ever seen, especially when he gets scared. And the fireworks are going to be doing that tonight. So I'm going to get him some of those CBD chews. Yes, I will. Thanks, Tina. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting me here tonight. It was wonderful. I love doing it, and I'm so grateful. Thanks again. Much love to you all. Move forward in this new year with the power of your intention. Write down your intentions. Burn it in ceremony. Send it to the universe, what you intend for this year to bring into your realm. Thanks so much. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.